This is a simple TeleStaff 6 tutorial on how to properly add leave or non-working pay codes. So I'm on a basic roster. This particular roster has this column here that shows check records. This is also referred to as a fixed record. It can also be the same field where they show if it's a finalized record. Why that's important, as you can see, this roster record is not checked because it comes from an assignment. If you add a code onto here and this record is not checked, and the record is the box in the assignment, I'll show you, is not. There's a box called suppressed vacancies. Suppressed right here, suppressed. So in the assignment, if you opt to suppress the vacancy, anytime you add leave to that over top of an unchecked record, it will remove whatever's there because this suppress box is checked. If this box is not checked, it won't remove what's there. So how we get around this, typically you could go either way, whether you want to suppress it or not suppress it. It just depends on how you set up your system. This person's record is suppressed, so it's important that you, before adding a leave code, if it's not going to be for the entire day, that you check the record. To do that, you can do it two ways. One, you could go to the top here and click Finalize Fix, which, again, fix is the term for checking a record. Check Fix. Now it's already selected the shift that relates to this person, and you can hit Save, and it'll check that record. Alternately, you could just open it up, Edit Without Rules, and click Save. And then now you see the record's checked. So I'm going to remove that so I can show you what happens if you add a code and it's not checked. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the name, click on the work code, because it matters where you click. So if you don't click in the right spot, so if you click the name or the ID, it's thinking you need to do something with the person. But if you click on the code or the times, it's thinking you want to do something with the actual work code or the times. So you click on one of those, and then you click Edit or Edit Without Rules, or Add. In this case, you want to add. You're going to say unscheduled leave. And you're going to make it for this person they needed to go home early. So there you go. So in this case, you would expect their working time to stay. Again, this is an unchecked record. And what happens? It went away. So that's why it's important to make sure it's a checked record. So, and here's a checked record. Let me show you what happens. Add. Half day, going home half day. You're supposed to put an emergency, reason, other. And there you go. See, now this has been, because it was a checked record, the record is still there. But as you notice, it's gone to a white check. Well, what's the white check? Needs repair. So in older versions of TeleStaff, this was there and it was a reversed check. So what you're going to do to fix this is you're going to edit, probably just do without rules or with rules. Either way should be fine. And then you'll notice right here at the top, suggested time frame. So all you got to do is click it, and ta-da, it fixes the time frame, shows in red what it changed, and then you can hit save. And there you go. So now the person has their working time right here and their unscheduled leave here. So that's the correct way to enter your leave codes. Now, if it was a person with a whole day, then you could, of course, add the unscheduled leave. And it already defaults to the whole day. You can do it that way. Oops, that was the wrong person. Or you could edit unscheduled leave Either way, the add or edit is probably fine. If you're doing a whole day, I think probably edit is most appropriate, but not necessarily the way you have to do it. Adding basically does the same thing. So then it made a vacancy, and the vacancies show up depending on the way you have your unit set up, whether it requires a vacancy or not. So that is the general gist about how to add non-working codes or leave codes via the roster. So those are just some little details. Now obviously there's more to it when you know what code to use and detail codes, but I'll cover that in other tutorials.